Any place in particular?
No, so this is the Tree Commission meeting. It's August 17th, Tuesday. We've got Kippy Laughlin in attendance, Jim Arthur, John Parker, Commissioner Waddington, Joe Viviano, and Scott Cromer. And then I'm Elizabeth, I'm the clerk. We can get started.
According to the agenda, the approval of minutes from March and May of 2021 needs to be reviewed.
I don't have copies, but they were sent via email.
Right.
Yeah, I read them thoroughly. And they, oh, I like that Chairman Arthur. I prefer Dear Leader, though. Minutes look fine to me. Anybody got any additions, deletions, corrections? Okay. Next order of business, tree stats. Scott, you got those?
I do. Nate was feeling under the weather, so I'm filling in with the tree strat report.
Under the weather?
Yes,
Seriously under the weather?
yes.
He's got COVID.
No. No. So, removals for August 17th. We've done 105.
Don't talk so fast. Nate talked too fast. 105 removals. Okay,
We have stump removals, 225. Limb ups, we have 397. Complete trims, we have 47. Deadwood, we have 131. Excuse me, correction, young tree training, we have 131, excuse me. Deadwood, we have 9. And tree inspections, he has done 287. We had a storm cleanup, we had 40. Tree plantings, we did not plant any. We're maintaining the ones we have currently. Tree watered, 151. And tree inventory, we have to be removed, we have 80. To be trimmed, we have 117. And stumps to be removed, we have 82. And that's it.
And that tree inspection, was that 137?
Tree inspections was 287.
287, okay.
I missed what 117 was. 80 to be removed.
To be removed, yes.
117 was trimmed.
To be trimmed, excuse me, it was 117. 80 to be removed and 82 stumps to be removed.
Okay. I take it Bree wasn't able to.
Yes, Bree is absent.
Okay. Thank you. You guys have been busy. Although,
It's hot out there some days, huh?
Very hot, very hot.
It's been humid.
Forestry crew's been doing a great job.
next order of business is new business, young tree maintenance and care. As I'm motor scooting around town, I've noticed quite a few. I see it as an issue. I see a lot of trees that we planted last fall suckering out, which only means one thing, they're stressed. And yet you say here, 151 trees have been watered. There's one down in front of, I call it Calvin Klein, but it's Paddling Klein.
Paddling.
It's just deader than a doornail. 2 weeks ago, it started to look like the leaves looked like potato chips that were overcooked. And now they're just plain brown, they're dead. And I just see a lot of examples of, I know, I'm pretty sure the guys water when they have a chance to. And I know that they spend a lot of time doing other righteous work, limbing up and cutting down and all that. It's just, I can't help but notice that the trees aren't being taken care of the way they should be, that were just planted last fall. They gotta be watered for the first 3 years continuously. That ain't happening. Which leads me to the next item on the list here. That's just my own personal private rant. Tree work at 614 Columbus Ave, the Beckling Building. Boy, did the outsource people butcher that thing up. The electric company, it looks like, put in a new post. Well, anything in its way, they just. So there's an old post, a new post, and stuck in between there is this butchered up tree in front of the Beckling Building. I bumped into Nate a couple of weeks ago out in the field, and we chit-chatted about that, a couple other things. And he said that he's hearing that Penn is due back pretty soon to do some more limbing up this fall, like this summer, whatever.
So Ohio Edison contracts tree trimming business to come in and do line clearing.
Right.
When they do that, you can, everybody's seen the V or the U that they take out. The explanations that we've had before is, tree limbs get too close to power lines, they start burning, they start, damaging the tree. So that's why they do it for preventive maintenance purposes.
Right.
They have a, certified arborist on staff, and they say that their staff is trained in correct tree pruning techniques. And now it's not very sightly. It doesn't look good. That tree in particular you're talking about, the Beckling, Nate did do an inspection on that, and he does feel that it does need to be removed. It's not a hazard at this time, but it
Right.
does.
It's just unsightly as hell.
Yes, and it is put on the removal list to be
Oh.
removed.
Good.
If as far as why they trim that way or why they use that technique, that's something that we can definitely reach out to Ohio Edison and see if, they would be able to come and speak on that and give us a more direct answer from their point of view.
I used to think Nelson's was bad, but these guys appear to be just, see, the problem is here, management, it's always management. They have goals and objectives. They can only spend like 3 minutes per tree, whatever, I just made that up. But they got to go on, move on to the next one, so they're
So I don't know, I don't know if it's got worse over the years because they try to, have that window, that's where they could speak to, I know in the past they'd try to, have maybe a 3-4 year window of when they had to come back. Maybe they've increased that over time for, cost saving purposes. I don't know that. That would definitely be something that we can see if a representative from them could come, if that's what you'd wish. I don't know that they would, but we can at least reach out and ask.
It'd be nice if we could take a walking tour of some of the worst
Right?
trimming up jobs they've done.
Okay, yeah, we can reach out.
So, yeah, it'd be nice if they received an invitation and would respond positively. I guess that that's my major concern for this meeting, is tree maintenance in general. Watering, trimming. I just don't think they're being cared for the way they should, ought to be.
So I know we've done a lot of, obviously Mother Nature's helped us out quite a bit this year with the wet year. We've had a little bit of a dry spell, maybe 3 weeks there, maybe a month ago or so. And I think that's where those trees, those 151 came in. They have also, I know Nate has, when he has, maybe in between jobs or can't get in a remove or a trim, they go out and take stakes and wires off of trees too. So they have been doing that to try to get them off them because of, with this year in the water, they've been growing good too, so.
Mr. Harper.
Yes, sir.
Since we're talking about tree trimming, prior to the meeting, I brought up about my street. I went down and did some of my neighbors. You'd have to be a midget to walk down the sidewalk, so I limbed them
Oh, we're
up.
not allowed to use that term, but go ahead.
Well, anyway, I did it. So if I could charge, sure. So anyway, I did 2 or 3 of theirs. They were happy. Well, then I had a school board member that lives on Marlboro Street. She called me up. She says, when's the city going to trim these up? Do I need to call somebody out? It was on, so I went by there, and then, of course, Mike Franklin come out. His tree's down real low. I just wonder, what can we do different maybe to, clean that up? Because I've noticed riding around since I'm retired now that I'm seeing more and more, and I'm thinking, wow, if they're down, some of them are like this, so you had to walk around. And I get what they're saying. Could be, like a safety issue too, or at night.
Oh, it definitely is a safety issue.
Right.
Not only for people, but line of sight. Some intersections
right.
still could use some limbing up with
Right.
older trees right next to the stop signs, that kind of stuff.
Is that not the responsibility of the resident to do if the tree is in their yard? I mean, how does that work? Or you're talking about trees that are
No,
in
they're
the,
ones on the boulevard on
Okay.
the city side.
Right.
And the one gal's a teacher at the high school, so I said, well, let me come down, and then I talked to her. She said, oh, yeah, I'd be thankful to, if you can trim this up. I walk my dog down the Fifth Street and back, and I always got to go out either in the street or around. There's 2 houses in a row, and then there's one down by the corner. I trim that up for that guy. So it's just, I don't know how many of them are like that out there. And then my follow-up is Wayne Street. What we ever, them aren't even trees on that big house over here that you had brought up. We talked about a
I
couple
think
months ago.
we reached out, the sumac trees, we reached
Oh, the
out
sumac.
for the gentleman to,
Yeah, he's going to come September 21st
September.
Oh,
meeting.
yes,
Correct.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Elizabeth reached out to him. He couldn't make it for this meeting.
Okay.
But
Correct.
he is going to make it, as far as we know, at this
what he
point,
said, yeah.
21st. Those trees are getting bigger, quick.
They are. I noticed the other day.
It's going to be tough just pulling those out.
so the tree near Paddle and Climb, it's savable though. It's not, or is it dead? Is it dying, dead?
In front of,
Paddle and
The one you were talking about that looked like it was
I
dehydrated?
didn't get, I have to take a closer look. Snap a few branches, see if they just snap or if they bend. I have to give it a closer inspection. But it's been noticed by other people too.
I got it on the list, we'll check it out. That was a newly planted one, you said, or is it a,
Oh, within the last 2 years, maybe,
oh, okay, okay.
when they put in the new sidewalk down there.
Does- Okay.
We've also had a lot of, I wouldn't say maybe a lot, but we've had maybe a dozen trees that have been vandalized too, or small trees in our parks. So that's something that, if we can get the word out, I don't know who's doing it, but they've broken them off. And these are some, fairly new trees, planted, nice trees in nice locations. So that just slows down our whole
Sure,
growth for the park, so.
sure.
Mr. Arthur, if I could, the smaller trees that we put downtown, with the rings, does that heat from the concrete and the streets, would that,
What trees in particular?
just like the small ones we got up and down, Columbus Ave or Markets, the little ones that we put along the sidewalks that grow out,
Oh, yeah,
wouldn't that generate more heat with that concrete and street?
absolutely.
So wouldn't that require
Not just the
more?
concrete, but those steel grades. They're like
Right.
an oven.
But I mean, wouldn't that require more water than normal one that's say out like at the golf course or somebody's yard.
Mhm.
You know, the
That makes
evaporation.
sense.
Yes, they would.
Okay.
Is the forestry department fully staffed?
No, we have 2 full-time employees right now, and we are looking to hire a new one this year. We also, I know you guys approved, the commission approved the
Right.
bucket truck purchase.
Yep.
Our other truck is down at this time right now, so
We're in a new bucket.
we need that new
So,
bucket truck, yep. So our working bucket truck is down for some repairs, so that'll be a couple weeks out, so.
Okay.
We've been doing a lot of stump grinding and cleaning up. It's a never-ending cycle, but that's we borrow some people from other divisions to help out because that's about a 4 or 5 man crew that you got to have because you got to have dirt, truck, the tractor, the grinder, so clean up. So it's a process, but as you can see by the tallies, like they've been keeping up with it fairly well. So
That's good. I mean, it looks
Yep.
like, yeah, a lot is going on for being shorthanded. I was just wondering about the trimming, if there was, what takes priority over?
right now, our line of sight is a priority thing. If we have stop signs, which
Right.
street department has been helping out our sign shop. If it's something they can get, that's fairly low with like a short pole pruner, they've been helping out to get by until we can get a more thorough trim to it. But we're doing the line of sight right now and hazardous trees. Those are our priorities that we've been doing, and that keeps us busy
Yeah,
quite a bit.
okay.
So we're at the staff that was budgeted prior to COVID and after COVID.
And
So,
after, wow.
and hopefully we'll get more moving forward, so.
You
Sounds
had
good.
one temporary guy, didn't you? I understand he went to water or sewer or something, you lost him. You had 3 at one point, right? Now you're
In
down to
forestry,
2. Yeah,
yeah, we had 3 full-time employees, yep.
but he
He-
moved on.
When COVID hit, he got laid off, and he got rehired at a utility division.
Okay.
So, yep.
Okay. So it's an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah. Tough to get back on track.
You just need to know that people are watching.
Oh, we definitely know it.
And certainly they're welcome to report. If you see a tree,
Yeah.
you can report it to us and we can put
Oh,
in
yeah.
for Nate to take a
Sure.
look and determine what care is needed.
I will say that Elizabeth answers all the service calls from the residents and does a wonderful job, but there are, I can't even tell you how many there is in a week that she handles, so.
I can imagine.
We got to definitely prioritize with the staff we have and which one's the hazards in the line of sights and kind of go that way, so. And right now, with waiting on this new bucket truck and having our old one down, like, it shifted to stumps, so.
Right. There's always something on the list.
Yep.
I don't have anything else. Does anyone else? For a side agenda, a follow-up agenda here? We used to have an official term for that.
I don't think so.
I did want to make one comment. The trees that what Dave was talking about downtown, most of those trees were chosen for their dexterity and their ability to adapt to, low soil and heat and all that good stuff, correct? Or did they, I
Yeah,
mean,
for the most, yeah. And suppliers are getting better at coming up with cultivars for urban species. So they're constantly being improved upon. My favorite example is those, can't think of the name of them, Royal Princes down on West Water Street. They were a struggle at first, but now they've taken off and they're doing great. Columnar tree that the shop owners like, don't spread out. Yeah, they've taken hold and are doing well. And that was just a relatively new discovery within the past 5 years or so. Yeah, all that stuff is taken into consideration. Now, about planting in the fall. Nate mentioned something a while ago that we're going to be planting in the spring, maybe in the fall. Has there been any more talk about that?
Of planting in the fall, we have a few on the list that we were looking at fall, but it won't be a large amount. If we end up doing them, it may only be a couple dozen. Some of them will be to replace ones that were damaged or, vandalized in the parks and that.
So there's
Some
not
might
a
be,
replanting project
No.
planned?
No.
Okay.
No, and I think we talked about that, like these 400 and some that we planted, like we plant them all at one time, so it'd be nice to kind of stagger for maturity, so we don't have a mass exit. We don't have a mass 400 that need to be removed.
Need to be, yeah, right,
So,
taken
Or
care of.
trimmed or whatever.
or trimmed, or,
Yeah,
right, so
all
if
at
we can
once.
stagger more. It was a great project, but it's got its own, like Jim said, it's got its own struggles now, is trying to maintain them as we move forward, so. I think kind of staggering them out is a good, now that we got those established, and start staggering the other ones out to kind of,
So we're able to keep up with them.
yep. And
Sounds good.
hopefully our staff will get back up to where we
Yeah, where we
were.
need to be.
Yep.
How far out's that truck?
I think they said it was probably, it's over a year.
Oh, wow.
Don't quote me, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
See,
And that's just delays and there's delays in a lot of the chassis and right now, so.
an issue with maintaining the urban forest is everybody can see the trees. And plumbing, they could care less about. Turn on the tap, the water comes on, that's all they care about. Trees, they gotta look out the window every day and take a walk over the road. So it's always a priority in a lot of people's minds. And well, it should.
Absolutely. And I think that's why Nate's, prioritizing those hazard ones too. I mean, those are definitely,
That's usually number one on the
yes,
list.
that is usually number one.
Yep.
I don't have anything else. We covered the agenda reasonably well. All we need to know for the next meeting is that gentleman will be joining us. What's his name again?
Mr. Weedle, I can't remember his first name off the top of my head.
Did everybody go see the movie?
Doubleheader tonight, isn't there? Isn't it 2 movies tonight?
I'm sorry?
They're showing 2 movies tonight, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. I
What's
didn't
the
know.
second?
Swan Song?
I thought it was
Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
that's the one I'm talking
about? Or
about.
are you talking about the dam?
Toy Story. And yeah, Toy Story and Toy Story 2. Tonight. There you go. Keep it.
Yippee-ki-yay-ki-yay.
The meeting adjourned?
Yeah, meeting isn't